Hello, I'm Daniel Gray, People's Historian, and today I'm in a neglected part of Portobello to tell you about a place that was once called Scotland's Blackpool. In 1908 there was a national exhibition across town in Stockton. It was a rip-roaring success. Tens of thousands of people came along. Money was made. Little surprised that the organisers wanted to create something more permanent, and they chose a site here in Portobello to create marine gardens. Brick by brick they transported the Stockton exhibition here. It was made of Arabian Nights style white bricks and towers. It was quite a sight. There was a giant flashing light on top that illuminated it from the sea. It was sunken too, so that the worst of the elements would not disturb visitors. At its centre was a giant piazza with restaurants and veranda balconies. Where now there are car dealerships and a bus depot was a little piece of the Mediterranean by the Forth. The attractions at Marine Gardens were more Blackpool than Barcelona. There was a concert hall, winter gardens and a hall of laughter. There was a train that sped passengers along at 50 miles an hour and was lit by thousands of light bulbs. They were showing off, and why not? Perhaps most popular was the Johnstown flood, a model recreation of a disaster that had happened only 20 years earlier in Pennsylvania. It's not only a modern thing to have macabre entertainments. And there was a zoo. In May 1909, a train arrived at Waverley Station. In its carriages were lions and bears and tigers and wolves. They were bound for Portobello and Marine Gardens. There was drama from the start. Two lions escaped the carriage and were loose on the platform, but quickly caught. One of the bears scratched its handler through the cage. When they got here, they were an immediate success. Thousands streamed through the doors to see this part of the natural world by the sea. It was a zoo often marked with tragedy. 10 animals died in all in its time. Mr. Bostock, the owner, had a tendency of putting animals up on stage for audiences to watch. At one point, a bear mauled a rare Bengali tiger to death. And then one night, in front of the audience, a screaming lady appeared on stage covered in blood. This was Mademoiselle Alice, an entertainer, and she had pushed her panther partner too far. And yet, a year on, the exhibition which replaced the zoo was perhaps by modern standards even more shocking. A year on, another train with cargo bound for Marine Gardens arrived at Waverley. This time, its cargo was human. 70 Somali people, an entire tribe, had been imported to come to Marine Gardens. They were to be, for want of a better phrase, a human zoo. They became an instant attraction, exotic. The Scotsman reported on them. They have been set down in a little compound. They are clad in airy garments designed for summer skies. Yesterday they had their first experience of Edinburgh wind and rain. They probably found it a surprise. Not a few are handsome of feature. The children are quaint little objects, seated in their mother's arms or praying about with curious eyes. Each day they would perform dances and reenact battles, whatever the weather. Perhaps they were even happy here because at the end of July, 2 babies were born to 2 mums. Their names, Marina and Portobello. The organised hedonism of Marine Gardens came to an end when World War I started. There didn't really seem to be as much appetite. People were naturally world-weary when the war came to an end. Entertainment moved along the promenade and eventually to the neon lights of amusement arcades. The last one is the only remnant of that kind of Portobello we have now. I wonder if we had these great outdoor exhibitions, what they would be like now. Would they be as fun, as controversial? Perhaps not. I wonder also what became of wee Marina and wee Portobello. Just another tale in a very hidden Edinburgh.